Alright, how about this? We got some sound now? Check, 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 check. Yes! Alright. Alright, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. So today, we're going to be doing some Commander deck brewing. And we're going to brew around Kunoros, the Hound of Athreos. So he is a pretty cool Orzhov dog, Orzhov Hound. Kunoros. He's got, for 3 mana, he's a 3/3 with Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink, which is pretty awesome. Creature cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield, and players can't cast spells from graveyards. So that basically means that all those graveyard shenanigans that people love to play in Commander are a bit choked out. So now, of course, black and even white has some graveyard shenanigans, so that can kind of put a crimp in Orzhov style. So I think what's kind of nice about this Commander is that it sort of takes you away from what you might typically build with other Orzhov commanders. And in the meantime, probably make life a little bit more difficult for your opponents. So, anyway, don't see anybody yet in the chat. Hello? Anybody there? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start building a deck. And if anybody wants to jump in and start throwing some ideas around, feel free. So anyway, I will start the list here. I decided to try to make the list a little bit bigger, so hopefully this works a little bit better for you guys than the notepad that I used before. Alright, so let's take a look. As usual, I usually start with Scryfall and go to their advanced search. And Jormon777, welcome aboard. We're brewing up Kunoros, the Hound of Athreos. So hopefully you have some ideas as we start working on some deck list. Yeah, cheers. So I had seen some people talk about using him as a Voltron commander. I'm not a big fan of Voltron because I worry that even with ways to protect him, you're still going to run into some problems with keeping him alive, and investing too much of your deck into trying to build him up, I think could be problematic. So basically my goal, I think, is to build a deck that's more centered around kind of Orzhov good stuff, avoiding graveyard recursion, and instead leaning a little bit more heavily into Orzhov's life gain synergies, since he has lifelink and he's kind of tough to block, especially if we have plenty of removal. I think we could perhaps get kind of a sweet deck out of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in for the text win, gain life. So we'll look for some triggers that will play well with the Hound coming down on turn 2 or turn 3. So anyway, on Scryfall, I'll put that in the text search. Under the commander section, I'll click on white and black. And then at the very bottom, I'll search by converted mana cost. I like to build decks based off of converted mana cost. It kind of lets me keep an eye on the mana curve of the deck as we go along. So let's go ahead and search. All right. So what do we got here? All right. All right, Authority of the Consoles. Isn't exactly playing directly into the theme, but it is another way to gain some life. So any sort of triggers that we're looking for off a life gain, Authority will certainly help that. All right, so that list is still too small on your phone. All right, sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add Authority of the Consoles. I really like this card in Commander because a lot of decks that kind of get really explosive that can spit out a whole bunch of creatures onto the battlefield with haste. Cards like Authority of the Consoles sort of puts a damper on that strategy. So I think that's a good whoop. Those kind of cards are going to be good. Plus, I like it in conjunction with Kunoros because he has Menace. So people trying to deploy enough blockers to block your commander, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to get that going. So, all right, so let's scroll some more. Let's see what we got. I think a Soul Warden is another gain life trigger, which is nice. Alright, the first one that I think popping up with that's really going to be sweet is a Johnny's Pridemate. So, in a deck with a lot of life gain, that cat can get out of hand pretty quick. So, definitely want to add that to the mix. Alright, here's an interesting ad. So, Kunoros says, can't cast spells from the graveyard. So I think this might give us a little bit of redundancy to Kunoros. And it also gains life when creatures die, so it sort of plays into the theme too. So let's go ahead and add that as a potential card to the mix. Blood Artist. Blood Artist is a pretty high quality card. In case we want to lean a little heavily into sort of an aristocrat style. Jormon777 recommends the new Ajani Planeswalker that makes Pridemates. I agree 100%, so I'm assuming that we'll run across that as we scroll. Dawn of Hope. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent suggestion. Dawn of Hope. Daxos, Blessed by the Sun. Maybe? You like that? Alright, let's try that. The double white bugs me a little bit for early drop, but I think it's okay if we end up having to cast it, you know, a little behind the curve. So, Rhombus 218, welcome aboard. How's it going? Yeah, man, thanks for joining the chat. We're brewing up Kunoros, Hound of Athreos. So I'm trying to steer clear of a Voltron style deck, and instead we're going to try to make it more of a kind of a good stuff, life matters kind of deck. Okay, well I hope you're cooking up something delicious. All right, let's scroll some more. Let's see what else we got here. Karlov of the Ghost Council. Whenever you gain life, put counters on him, and you can remove 6 counters to exile a creature. I think that probably plays okay with our plan. Karlov of the Ghost Council. Alright. Alright, Spirit Loop, I think, let's check the Oracle text. Yeah, so it doesn't actually give lifelink, so it kind of stacks with lifelink nicely. So let's go ahead and add that to the mix. Plus, if it's put into the graveyard from the battlefield, it returns to its owner's hand, so that's nice. Alright, let's move on to the next page. I think Suture Priest belongs in there. Suture Priest. Suit yourself. It's great against people that like to spit out a whole bunch of tokens. They'll lose a lot of life. Alright, I like Viscopa Guildmage. That can do some damage against all of your opponents if you have a big turn where you're gaining a whole bunch of life. Plus you can give something lifelink that maybe doesn't already have it. Alright. We're into the 3s. Bantu Monument. Does that give us enough? Does that give us enough bang for our buck? Bantu's Monument. What do y'all think? I think I'm going to move on. Hopefully you're not yelling at the screen going, yes! You think? Alright. Yeah, I mean, 3 mana is so chock full of so many good cards in Commander. But, I mean, it does play with the theme that we're looking for. A constant sort of grinding away at people's life, so... I think we definitely want Heliod. Sun Crowned. Yeah, mana reduction is certainly helpful. Campbell. Console of Allocation. Allocation. Alright. I think those are 2 pretty strong cards to add to the mix. Alright. Alright, swords. I usually like to run Sword of Light and Shadow if it fits, especially with a kind of an aggressive commander, but The fact that we're going to be um, hosing our own graveyard to some degree. Can't enter the battlefield. Can't cast spells. I guess that would still... You could still get creatures back. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, we could still play that. Plus it'll boost the dog. Okay, let's do it. And I think sort of War and Peace would be nice, right? We'll gain some life from that. Also, we can dish out a little bit extra damage. What do you think of sort of War and Peace? Mm. Gain life for each card in your hand. Um, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm gonna move on. All right. Well, there's a Johnny. There's the Ajani you mentioned. Strength of the Pride. And look at Aether Flux Reservoir. Now that's a way to turn life into some damage. You're not a fan of Sword, Light, and Shadow, huh? Well, maybe I'll end up cutting it. Cliffhaven Vampire. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. I think probably not. Cradle of Vitality. So, for instance, Kunoros, if he deals 3 damage, you gain 3 life. You could spend 2 mana and put 3 +1/+1 counters on it, or one of your other creatures. Disciple of Bolus, definitely good. What do you think of Cradle of Vitality? I'm kind of digging it. Cradle of Vitality. Disciple of Bolus. Right? I'm curious if you can hear the music that I've got playing kind of low from my cell phone. I just thought it might be nice to have a little bit of background music for when I'm pondering and not talking. So, yeah, Gliss of the Trader, that's a good one. I have a Glissa deck made up in paper. Okay, good. I didn't want the music to be intrusive, but I also didn't want it to be totally silent. All right. Well of Lost Dreams. I have actually had 0 experience with that card, but it seems like it could be handy. Even if you're just, gaining 1 life, 1 life pip, just kind of like a kicker for 1 mana, you can draw a card. I have not had a chance to run the Saskia deck yet. If anybody out there runs the Saskia deck that we brewed up last week, I would love to hear from you. I think I'm going to... Well of Lost Dreams. I think I'm going to give that a try. Alright. 5 mana. Angelic Chorus. That seems like a gimme. Archangel. Yes. That is going to be a must kill from our opponents for sure. Because things will get out of hand quickly. I have actually tried Clackbridge Troll a few times, and it just never seems to do much. It either just gets kind of wrathed away with all the other creatures, or somebody, an opponent, ends up having wanting a sack outlet, so it hurts. Campaign of Vengeance. I feel like it's not going to do enough here. Yeah, like I don't know if I'm going to be super aggressive with lots of creatures attacking every turn. That's 5 mana is a lot of mana to invest in something that may only drain a player a couple points a turn. I am going to pass on that. Yeah, it's only whenever creature you control attacks, defending player loses a life. So, yeah. Alright. Sanguine Bond. Seems like a good one. I know that combines with that other aura to sort of insta-kill the table, but I'm not really looking for that sort of thing going on. I think it's a little cheesy, personally. Sunscorched Regent. I've had good luck with Sunscorched Regent in a lot of decks, so I am going to go ahead and add it here. People seem to kind of shrug when you cast it, and then all of a sudden they're scrambling to kill it when it's gotten kind of crazy. You like it too? Alright, it's in. Alright, 6 mana. Kukoshu. The Evening Star. I love that artwork on those dragons. What's that set from? Iconic Masters. Yeah. I think that artwork's pretty sweet. Yeah, Krav and Regna might fit in here, actually. We'll have to take a look. Should we do a quick Krav and Regna sidebar? Let's take a look. Regna. Yeah, let's do it. Even, I mean, Krav is just ridiculous and can go into just about any black deck that has creatures. But Regna seems like would play right into the strengths of what we're what we're building our deck around. So yeah, let's do it. Crave the unredeemed. Crave. All right. Yep. Yeah, excellent idea. Excellent idea. All right, let's get back to our regular scheduled search. All right, Noxious Gearhulk. It's a good one. Sometimes you could gain an obnoxious amount of life with a Noxious Gearhulk. Alright, 7's getting up there on the life. Okay. Alright, well, I think we have reached the end of the win-gain life search. That's a good initial start to the deck. Alright, so since we're gaining life, I know black has some sweet stuff that you pay life to gain, so let's search for pay life. What do you think? Phyrexian Arena? For sure. Phyrexian Arena. Argul's Bloodfast. Seems like a good inclusion. What about Font of Agonies? Definitely Phyrexian Reclamation. That's a favorite. I'm gonna put in Font of Agonies and let's keep an eye out. Let's see if we have enough life payment cards that'll make it worthwhile. Argul's Bloodfast. Yeah. I don't know if we'll ever flip it, but it'll be nice to convert some life into some extra cards. Oh look, there's Dawn of Hope again. Oh, Withering Boon. That's always a surprise out of a black deck. Someone's casting their obnoxious, overpowered commander, and you're like, nope, counter it. Well, we got the Hound of Athreos. We should probably go ahead and play Athreos, right? Seems right. God of Passage. Yeah, the original Erebus might be worth adding for some redundancy on the card draw. Well, here we go. That should work pretty nicely with Font of Agonies, right? Toxic Deluge. Unspeakable symbol. Oh wait, did I just roll past Timna? Holy crap. Definitely want Timna. Timna the Weaver. Is that a yes for unspeakable symbol? Alright. Unspeakable symbol. Oh, is that meh for the unspeakable symbol? A little too harsh on the life payment. Alright, we probably don't really need that. We've got some other ways to boost him up. Boost up the Hound. Alright, we're at 4 mana. Right? There's Erebos, God of the Dead. Yeah. Do we want that? I guess let's go ahead. Erebos. Erebos. God of the Dead. Right? Yeah, I definitely like the original Erebos better than the newer one. Slaughter is a fun one. I mean, it's target non-black creature. There are a lot of gold creatures that are cast. Some life gain enhancers? Probably. Boon Reflection. Boon Reflection. Well, it's only 5 mana. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I mean, Dana Roach. Righteous War. Dana Roach is suggesting Righteous War. Okay, nobody suggested that. Dana Roach out of nowhere. Boom! With the crazy Righteous War tech. Well, the fact that we're not going to try to enchant our Hound with any enchantments, I think Righteous War could be quite sweet. It also does really nice with our doggie's menace, right? It makes it a little harder for people to block it. Excellent idea, Mr. Dana Roach. Alright. Boon Reflection. I think think I'd rather play some creatures that did the life gain enhancing. Um, you would gain life. Yeah. Let's. I'd rather have some more bodies out there that would give us some ability to block and attack. Rock's Faithmender. I think that's what you were thinking of, right? Rock's Faithmender. Is that really the only creature that does that? Angel of Vitality. If you would gain life, you gain that much life plus one instead. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, this is a 3-drop 4/4 most of the time. I think that might be worth it. What do you think? Angel of Vitality? Yawgmoth Thran Physician. I don't think it's gonna necessarily do enough in this deck. Right? Yeah. Did anybody read my No Guts, No Glory article from last week? What about hatred? What if we have a hateful dog that wants to rip out someone's throat? Mean doggy. Hatred. I'm gonna do it. I mean, even if it gets countered spelled, hopefully we'll have enough life buffer that whatever we paid to get him up over commander damage threshold, we can sort of wave off. Necropotence. That triple black always kind of scares me from a multicolor deck, but I haven't actually ever played Necropotence. Let's do it. What the heck? Necropotence. Welcome to the stream, Rod Johnston. Second vote for Necropotence. Right? Alright. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. It's only been, what, 20 years? I'm finally ready for some Necropotence. Vona, Butcher of Magon. I like it. Let's do it. You have Necropotence in your Grenzo deck, eh? Ooh. Now, you know, I have been to a command zone where somebody was playing Necropotence and Bolus's Citadel. It was pretty gross. I kind of want to live that grossness. So, Bolus's Citadel. Right? You look at the top card, it's another land. You pay a life, set it aside. Keep going with the Citadel. Play spells. Got your Aetherflux Reservoir out there. Yeah, things could get a little out of hand. I mean, Razaketh and Villas are both pretty gross. They cost 8 mana. One Sensei's Divining Top away from an instant win combo. Would that be a little less cheesy than the enchantment, the double enchantment thing? Not the biggest fan of Sensei's Divining Top in Commander because it does sort of slow some things down. All right. So how's the deck looking? Looks like it's filling in pretty good. All right, I think I actually don't have top with my Yuriko deck. Or wait, I do have it in my Yuriko deck. That's right. Who am I fooling? My self-restraint is not having any extra turn cards in that deck. Alright. Okay, well, I think I've got a lot of a good amount of cards here that are all playing nicely with my theme, so let's start rounding things out with let's round some things out with some removal spells. So let's start with Exile. Start with Exile to start with. White and black have quite a few effects like that. So let's see what we can cook up here. Erebos' Intervention. I mean, we are kind of shutting some shenanigans down with Kunoros, but then if they kill Kunoros, then the gates are wide open. So we'll probably still want some graveyard control. I kind of like this flexibility here, so I usually put my X spells at the bottom of my mana curve. Intervention. Nihil Spellbomb, that's a good one. Because you'll get to draw a card usually when you pop it off. If we weren't playing black, I'd probably put Path to Exile in there, but I think for the white removal, I'll stick with the OG Swords to Plowshares. OG. There was a interesting Twitter thread that I chimed in on that was basically saying if you could go back and remove any magic card from existence, which card would you pick? And I was thinking about Swords to Plowshares because way back in the day, Swords to Plowshares basically invalidated any creature that wasn't, you know, more than a few mana in cost because, investing so much mana into a creature that would just get removed by a 1 mana instant was just bad. And so I think over time, they had to really push creatures to make them worth playing into that risk. So it occurred to me that maybe if Swords Plowshares didn't exist, maybe the creature power creep would have been slowed. Anyway, kind of an interesting intellectual thought exercise. Anguished Unmaking. Yeah. Counterspell. Ugh. I definitely would want Anguished Unmaking, I think. Oh, Ailey, Eternal Pilgrim. Death Touch. Sacrifice a creature, gain life equal to its toughness, and if you have at least 10 life more than your starting life total, you can sacrifice a creature to exile a non-land permanent. I think that's a definite inclusion. What do you think? Eternal Pilgrim. Vindicate and Mortify. I think I like the instant speed of Mortify better. Would you run Mortify and Vindicate? Oh, Despark. That's a good one. You know what's kind of cool about our pinpoint removal is I think it also plays well with our commander's menace, right? Like you could use one removal spell to basically punch through with your commander if they only have one remaining blocker. Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling we're not going to be hurting for 3 mana spells, so Vindicate may just have to sit on the sidelines for now. Alright, there's the Anguished Unmaking. It's already in there. Pestilence. I like it. Heck yeah. Let's do it. Somewhere I think Dana Roach is probably smiling. Righteous War plus Pestilence. That's the kind of sweetness I like. Yeah, there we go. We got the Dana Roach seal of approval. What about Profane Procession? I've never really been able to get that to work, either in Standard or in Commander. Alright, 4 mana. I usually put these guys in, but I'm thinking that the Hound is going to kind of suppress things enough. Maybe I should put one of those in there. I think I might put in Agent of Erebos because I do have some enchantments, so I could probably leverage that for a few more activations of the constellation. Plus, it's kind of in flavor, right? He's from Theros. Yeah. Sorry, Angel Finality. I've got you in some other decks. Oh yeah, Crush. There's some removal. Crush Contraband. So Jorman, I take it we're on the same page, eh? Excellent. Alright, let's also do Return to Dust. You know, since we're in the 4 mana, I think we're just... This isn't exile effects, but, you know, Wrath of God and Damnation. That just goes right on in, right? This gives us a pretty good bump of 4 mana stuff here. I do like Utter In sometimes, but I think I kind of feel like Despark kind of replaces Utter In these days. Right? Time for some sweepers. Okay. Let's look for some brooms. So let's search for destroy all something. Uh-oh. I think we broke Scryfall. Okay, here we go. There's There's too much Destroy All in Orzhov, apparently. Merciless Eviction. Did I run past that? How much is that? I feel like we're probably set for 4 mana mass removal, so let's see if there's something a little bit further up the mana curve that we might want. Merciless Eviction. Alright, let me pull it up. Merciless Eviction. Six mana. Okay. I think we probably still have a little bit more room at 6 mana, so Merciless Eviction. Okay, good call. What's nice about having plenty of sweepers, is if we can keep sort of the clutter cleared, it makes our menace ability that much better. I usually like to have a route in my decks. That instant speed option is kind of nice. My editor probably hates it because I probably always put an E on the end of it when I send it into Star City. So this time I remembered, no E. I think we're probably set on mass removal, I think. Remember, we also have Toxic Deluge. Oh, wait. You know what we should probably put in here? 6 mana creature. Anybody got any guesses? It's good. Massacre Worm. Yeah. I like some Massacre Worm. Okay. You know what? Let's put the white intervention as well. I have played it several times in Commander decks recently, and it's just been an all-star. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. I mean, even the life gain part is really on theme, right? You kicked a right of replication on Massacre Worm. I bet some people died. Some people died, no doubt. All right. All right. I think I'm gonna put a Shadow Spear in here because Shadow Spear is awesome, right? Oh, we need some mana. We need some mana. Some mana acceleration. Yep. That's the thing, man. Epic, cool plays, and everybody appreciates it, even if it kills them. Alright, so we want Orzhov, Talisman. Rakdos Charm. That's epic. That is also an epic play. I think that would fit into Sheldon's "you did it to yourself" philosophy there quite nicely. What is the name of that Orzhov mana rock? That's not Orzhov Talisman, right? There's the other new one, Orzhov. No. Oh, it's Talisman something. What was it? Orzhov. I got that wrong, right? Orzhov Signet. Alright, yeah. So the other one is something Talisman, right? Talisman of Hierarchy. Oh, Pristine Talisman. Seems good, right? Gain some life. A little incidental life gain. Solemn. That's some some mana ramp. So we've got Soul Ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sun Droplet. I can dig it. Excellent. Excellent point. It does good things with Ragna for sure. Is there any other mana ramp we want in here? Well, I guess Arcane Signet, right? Totally forgot that one. Okay. Alright, well, I am going to dump this into Architect and take a look, see what our card count is. Kunoros stream. Karlov of the Ghost Council. What did I do there wrong? Karlov. How did I misspell that? Oh, Council. Okay. Alright, that's funny. Alright, Spirit Loops. Yep. And Argul's Bloodfast. Architect has to have the back half written in there too, so I want to remove that and put in Argul's Bloodfast. We'll add that. Alright, that should fix it. Alright, our cards have been found. Alright. That's categorized as a land. Let's move it over to the enchantment. So, if you've never used Architect before, it's a pretty sweet site. I would recommend giving it a whirl. There you are. Move him over to set as the commander. Deck size is showing 70. So that's a little high for me. I think we need more than 30 mana sources, so we're going to need to make some cuts. Let's take a look at the mana curve here. So I'm going to click on stats. So I think we're a little thick at the 4 mana, so I think we're going to take some cuts to the 4 mana slot. Probably trim a little bit at the high curve here. I like having plenty of 2-drops, and we have a fair amount of 1-drops, so alright, so I'm going to save. And I'm going to sort it by converter mana cost. Alright, so let's start at the top of our mana curve at 6. I think I'm going to have to get rid of Merciless Eviction, man. I think I like all the other ones. Hope that's okay. Boom. It's gone. Alright, 5 mana. Alright, I think Angelic Chorus. I don't think is as good as the rest of the cards here. Alright. Let's go to 4 mana. I don't think my creatures are going to get that huge. Alright, that's kind of redundant with another effect that we have in the deck, so I am going to cut Erebos. I'm going to go ahead and cut Well of Lost Dreams. I'm going to get rid of Disciple. Cradle of Vitality. These are some hard cuts. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Agent of Erebos. Those are all card draw cards. Yeah. I mean, we got Necropotence, man. What more do we need, right? Alright, where are we? We're at 64. Alright, so I like to... I know I'm a maniac, but I like to run 39 lands. So we got 3 more cuts to make. Three more cuts. Y'all got any suggestions? Bantu's Monument? Okay. I was a little dubious about that to begin with, so that's okay. I like that. I can work with that. I'm tempted to cut Font of Agonies, but I kind of want to see it do some work, you know? Feels like this is the sort of deck that it could do some crazy stuff. Alright, Ashes of the Aberrant, I think, is a cuttable card. Yep, I'll cut that. Alright, where are we at? One more cut. Alright, a Johnny, Strength of the Pride. It's a little hard to read, so I'm going to pull it up. But it makes more Pride Mates. I think maybe Cradle of Vitality. Like, it's a little mana intensive. I think that's the cut. Alright, let's take a look at our stats. So we got 24 creatures. Got a fair amount of interaction. It's instant speed. Our mana curve looks pretty good. Alright. Let's add some land in this bad boy. So I like to go to a site called manabasecrafter.com. I don't know if y'all have ever gone here before, but they do a pretty nice job of listing every possible land that you could possibly want. So I usually just kind of scroll down and jot down the lands that I want. So definitely want Godless Shrine. Tainted Field. I'm a bit of a utility land junkie, so I can see where this would just not give you any mana sometimes, so I'm not going to do that. I'm also not a big fan of fetch lands, unless you have some sort of landfall or some kind of land synergy going on. I don't think that you really need those in Commander, so I'm not putting them in. Fetid Heath. That's in. I like the deserts. I like that they cycle. You can also sacrifice them. So for instance, they're good to sacrifice to Scavenging Ground. So when I do lists, I usually put the colorless sources of mana up at the top, so I can make sure I don't go too crazy. So the two deserts here will help feed Scavenging Grounds if I need to use it a couple of times. Endless Sands. Kind of like that one too. So long as I have a fair number of big creatures, it's always good to have that as a backup way to make sure nothing bad happens to them. I'm a fan of the temples in two-color decks. And I also like to have a Karoo, because you never know when you might want to bounce a utility land. Basilica. You know, like a Bajuka Bog. Do not put this card in your deck. I'm talking to you. Put 3 temples, huh? Okay, I hear you. Ah, here's the utility land section. Castle Lochthwain. I like having mana sinks in my deck, so drawing cards is nice. I think black and white cover pretty much all the bases you'd need, so I like to put Blast Zone in a lot of decks, but I think I'm gonna refrain from this one. Since our commander's probably going to get in the command zone or the red zone, this might be worth playing. Ganjo Castle. As someone pointed out, we have quite a few enchantments, so I think Hall of Heliod's Generosity is worth it. I'm a big fan of Mikokoro and Mira in the Moaning Well. It's a great card to sacrifice Kokushu to, I believe. And definitely need Mirror Pool. If you're watching, you get to see this. There's a Mirror Pool dance. Whenever you play Mirror Pool, you gotta go, woot woot, Mirror Pool. I'm serious, I actually do that every time I play Mirror Pool. Alright. Myriad Landscape. A little mana acceleration. It's always nice. So we can put some Shizo in the Shizzy. Death Storehouse. That's right, the Mirror Pool dance. You gotta put the Mirror Pool in your deck, and then you can do the Mirror Pool dance too. Vault of the Archangel. Yes. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 colorless sources of mana. Getting close. Full Rest Stronghold. I am running Necropotence, so I want to be a little careful on all the colorless sources. I actually think I'm going to cut Endless Sands. Alright, Command Tower. It's a dual land. think I like Opal Palace. Can get some +1/+1 counters on your commander. Yeah, Bolas's Citadel has triple black. Yep. Got to be a little careful on the. Opal Palace can give you black mana if you need to, so I think that's probably worth the slot. I think Field of Ruin's probably fine to run, so you can get rid of something pesky like a Maze of Ith, and also fix your mana. Shambling Vent, that seems worth the slot. Oh, Westvale Abbey. I'm a big fan of that card. I am going to replace Mirror in the Moaning Well with Westvale Abbey. I can make dudes. Hey, your angel is going to make dudes, right? Regna. I can make goats. Nah, I'm not going to make goats. Alright. I think I'll throw in an Urborg in here just to help get to that triple black. I'm not going to worry about trying to assemble the Urborg Cabal Coffers thing. I'm not running any tutors. Okay. Alright, so those are the lands. Let's add those to the Archidec list. Goats for the win! Oh, Westvale Abbey. Alright, so we're still short 17 basics. Let's take a look what our... We're just slightly in favor of black. So... we put in 8 planes and... Oh, no Bojuka Bog. You're right, we need that in there. bog. Swamp. Alright, so we need swamp. Boom! 100 cards. Alright, let's take a look here. So, mana cost outer and production inner looks pretty balanced. Alright. We have a deck list. How's it look, everybody? It did occur to me that I might have forgotten a card that we probably want to put in here. And that is Black Blade Reforged. Right? Big doggy. Alright. Let's cut a card to make room. Much bark, more bite. Exactly, we need some more bite. What do you think? Should we cut Noxious Gearhulk? Or is there a different card you think? Okay. Alright, Noxious Gearhulk. Hit the showers. Black Blade Reforged. Come on, big dog. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that curve. Look at that curve. We've pulled it down under 2. Or under 3, rather. Very nice. Alright. I am super happy with that. Well, anyway, I am going to post this deck list. I'm going to upload this video to YouTube, and I'll put the full deck list in the comments there. And I'll also include a link to the Architect link here. And I really appreciate everybody coming out and helping me brew this deck up. I think it looks pretty sweet. Feel free to give me any feedback you might have or some thoughts. And I'll see you hopefully next week. Thanks for coming out. Thanks, Dramon, for all the helpful feedback. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dana. Thanks for your input and some of your sweet tech. And cheers, everybody. I have been drinking some hard root beer. So, cheers back at you. Take it easy, guys.